What's going on, Socialites, and welcome to the inaugural video, the tier list video for the Global Pokémon Invitational, our latest draft league. I'm not calling it like a GPS Season 11 or anything. It's its own thing. This is my personal kind of farewell letter to the draft league right now. Who knows when I'll have the time and energy to recommit. So more prizes than ever, more Pokemon than ever. We're doing points instead of tiers, so people's teams are overall nuttier than usual. We'll go over some rules and stuff as we go, I'm sure, as we break down the teams, but I'm joined by Alex, our reigning champion and head coach, the Lavender Town Gengars. What's up, Alex?
How's it going?
Yo, it's going. And also joined by Kevin, head coach of Phoenix Primals and commissioner in waiting. What's up, Kev?
Same old, same old.
Jeez, don't get too excited here, all right? Another draft league, boys. You know, we only have 3 people here in this chat, but we got the last 4 champions. Am I right? Am I right?
Oh my god.
4 champions out of 3 people. Nutty.
Who, sells you the equipment to record yourself saying these things? I swear to God.
Hey, if it ain't a lie.
At least I'm one of them.
Yep, you're one of them. Which is kind of funny, you know, kind of jumping back on that, but Alex, you were the last one to make it to a finals that still played last season, because you made it to the Season 7 finals where you lost, but the Season 8 finals was me and Anthony, neither of us played, and the Season 9 was me and Katie, neither of us played. So this was yours. You just needed all the other good people to not play.
Wow, isn't that cute? What a good joke you thought that was. Thanks. I would have said something like, I worked hard, or, I really
You just picked
teams.
up all the Pokemon that Tuscaloosa dropped because he was a bitch.
Hey man, he had a good
quit.
team, clearly.
You just took his team
really
and
well.
ran it to the championship.
I sure did.
The team
With
I
a
drafted
Florges.
for him.
It was literally copy and paste his team and a Florge and a dream, and we got there.
Yep. All right, but let's get right into it. We got 20 teams to go through, and since it's in the Invitational, only the best, most storied teams are going to be here. So I might say a little bit about each team when we go to them, but we're going to go in alphabetical, look at their teams, talk about them, rank them, all that stuff. Starting off, of course, with Black Sea Zekrom, the only team to play in every single draft league. He's played all 10 seasons plus the Invitational, so you know we got to have him on. Yeah, we're going to go over one of the rules real quick. So you had 100 points to spend. Every Pokemon's worth different points. The only rule really regarding points is you can't terrastalize unless you're 9 points or less. So Black Sea is one of those teams that isn't really going to terrastalize ever. Based on what he has, but he definitely has an interesting team. Zamazenta. He picked 2 fighting types right off the bat. Zamazenta and Urshifu Single Strike. Zamazenta, of course, super fast. I think without Terra, though, that does kind of help check it a bit. Urshifu Single Strike, just a complete beater. Thunderous. Tyrion, which is the Volt Absorb one. And, yeah, just a really strong electric flying Pokemon. Mew. This is our first draft league where we actually allowed Mew. Again, people can prepare for it, so I'm not too worried, but it can definitely do a little bit of everything. Its defensive sets aren't as good, so we'll have to see. It might just be like a Suicide Spikes lead or something, but he does also have Cleavor, which could be like a Scarf lead, and then Volcarona rounding out his actual playable Pokemon. And then he has Ice Cube, Ariados, Arbok, and Slacking. Kevin, what are your thoughts on the Zekrom here?
Well, let's see. obviously, like you kind of mentioned this already. It's something that I'm considering when ranking or ranking all these teams is how good is their ability to use the new mechanic, and obviously, like you mentioned, he's probably not going to really use it all that often. But I mean, as far as just like Pokemon goes, he's got some pretty solid choices. Cleavor being able to attack and set up rocks at the same time is pretty nutty. Really have not seen Zamazenta used in OU, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. But it seems like it could be good on
It's
paper.
basically iron leftovers with iron defense and then 3 attacks. So iron defense, body press, crunch, and sometimes substitute or another attack.
Okay.
Like Iron Head or Wild Charge, something like that. I mean, it's got a crazy speed stat, 138. There's only a couple Pokemon that are going to naturally outspeed that. But yeah, but again, without it being able to terrestrialize, you should be able to game plan around it enough.
Well, then the first thing I kind of noticed is he's kind of, with the exception of like Thundurus, he's kind of a little weak to flying. The Volcarona, the Urshifu, the Zamazenta, and Cleavor's neutral, but still.
Yeah.
Kind of a little vulnerable to flying, but I mean, they're scary Pokemon individually. I'm not sure how well they'll work together, but it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Alex, did you have any thoughts on Black City?
I mean, I feel like there are definitely just some teams that like don't need the Terra to be terrifying. I mean, why did we allow Zamazenta in this? Like that. Look at these stats. That's.
Yeah, but its move pool relatively is pretty mediocre.
I mean, it gets.
Other than like close combat, but.
It gets Wild Charge to cover the flying weakness.
Yeah, but that's a base 90 recoil move. Like, meh.
I mean, it's definitely not bad. I mean, I don't know. This is like, I really like the Mew. I don't like that he's like kind of like fighting heavy. I mean, like I honestly like I don't even know what Cleavor does really. I mean, like on paper I get it, but you know, like I haven't really like seen it played, so
Yeah, usually it's like Scarf with what's his move? Stone Axe, U-turn, close combat, and I don't even know what, Night Slash or something maybe. But
probably I would think X Scissor, right? Because it gets a.
Oh yeah, X Scissor, yeah, maybe.
Landorus Therian is Volt Absorb, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, outside of Mew, I don't really like know like what else he has to lead. Does Ariados get Sticky Web?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
but
not
are you
fast,
really gonna do that?
but, I mean, yeah, I guess that's fair. I mean, like, I like the Volcarona on his team, but he has like no special attack outside of Mew. I mean, like in Mew, it's like
Thunderous
fine,
has a
I guess.
special attack.
I thought Thunderous T was the physical attacker.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's a special attack?
It's 145. Special attack.
Jesus God. Alright, I stand corrected. I mean, like, this team looks
It's
cool. So there's
slower.
a bunch of legendaries and pseudos.
It's like only base 101, so.
I mean, like, outside of Zamazenta, he doesn't really have, like, a lot of, like, speed off rip. Like, Mew's base 100, but, like, he's, like, not the fastest team.
Yeah, he needs a setup with Volcarona or Scarf something.
But he's got, like, enough, like, literal, like, legendaries and pseudos where, like, you know, like, this is just, like, a bulky threat on its own, because, like, sometimes those things just, like, naturally live, like, crazy hits. So, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, this is definitely, like, B tier for me, but, like, it doesn't scream, like, OP. I feel like this team is, like, beatable.
Yeah, it seems to me like a typical Black City team. It's very offensive. Like, Mew has no recovery. None of these Pokemon. Volcarona gets Morning Sun, but I doubt that's how he's gonna run it. So it's like you got no recovery.
Yeah,
I mean, like, Zamazenta's the biggest straight threat on here, and maybe Volcarona, but I think the rest you can kind of check. Like, Thunderous gets some like decent moves, but again, it's not like the fastest thing, so you should be able to, and its bulk is pretty bad.
Does Mew still get defog or no?
No.
I thought Mew got every move in the game.
It gets every TM in the game, but defog's not a TM anymore.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
So, unless I'm tripping, he has absolutely 0 hazard removal?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, there's no hazard removal here.
Yeah. Well, no, Cleavor gets defog.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, from
Would you
Scyther.
run that on a Cleavor, though? I mean, like, I've
No,
never
I
built
mean, you
one, so,
wouldn't,
like...
but you could do, like, heavy-duty boots with, defog. Do, like, defog, U-turn, stone axe, and, close combat or something.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't love that. I mean, like, and Volcarona is, like, super weak to rock entry, and so is Thunderous T. I mean, like, honestly, I don't know if you care if you just, like, set up, like, a legendary Pokemon sweep. I mean, like, that kind of seems like the goal here. You know, it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you the minute you put a Pokemon in that takes the hit, so...
Yeah, all these
I don't know,
Pokemon have ways to set up. Iron Defense, Swords Dance, Nasty Plot, you know, Swords Dance, Quiver Dance.
Yeah, I mean, like, bring your Taunters, boys. Like, this is a...
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
like
like a
Prankster
spooky setup.
Taunt will keep these guys, like, relatively in check. Yeah, again, like, Fairy types stop, like, a lot of these.
Like, outside of Zamazenta, though, he doesn't really have, like, a lot to deal with fairies. I mean, like, I guess he's got Arbok and Ariados, like, on the bottom tier that you can use against, like,
Yeah, but
very
you're not
heavy
gonna use
teams.
those. What are you talking
I-
about? Arbok's, like, the
No,
worst
come on, you
fully
tear
evolved
that
Pokemon
Arbok.
other
That's
than
defensive
Sunflora.
stat. Let's check that. I mean, like, maybe it's, like, a sleeper physical wall.
Arbok
like,
needs a buff. And he's one of those, like, buffs that they gave a bunch of Pokemon in Sun and Moon. But, anyway,
get dark and strong jaw.
yeah. You said B tier?
I mean, like, I feel like the power alone on some of those Pokemon is just, like, gonna win him some games. Like, no? Am I wrong? Like...
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know if that makes it B tier.
I was thinking C tier.
C.
Yeah.
See, like, I don't want to start off mean,
I'd
boys. Like, but
I'd rather
we
do
can.
C, but I mean, but you look at it again, it's like, the defensive profile is awful. It is, like, this is just like a hyper offense team. And I feel like those, like, never work in the draft league. Like, yeah,
I don't know, like, I have faith in One Punch Man strategies, but, like, it's probably, like, a high C at best. Like, I'll be real.
I don't know, we'll see where everyone else ranks. But, I mean, it's literally these 6. I mean, if he brings any of these, then you're like, yes, I won.
It's got 69 physical defense and 79 special defense. It gets switcheroos and egg move. It's horrible. It's fucking horrible. Like, I want it to be good though. It's got 65 special attack. God damn it. Like,
Yeah, no, our game ain't doing anything. Alright, moving on. Definitely a scary team, but yeah, he's never going to terrestrialize, so that takes away a lot of, like, the mind games. Alright, next we got my team, Boston Braviaries. Pretty standard Sun team. Walking Wake, Ninetales, Ogerpon, which just got banned from Smogon, so happy to get that for a pretty decent point total. What?
just like, LOL, it was banned. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
keep going.
Oh, you gotta mention that. But yeah, but it can't terrestrialize, obviously, so yes, it does get Mold Breaker, which is great, but it doesn't get the Embody Aspect ability to, like, clean up late game. Hisuian Typhlosion, which can terrestrialize, that's gonna be huge. Hatterene, really nice, like, hazard and just status prevention. Weavile got knockoff back, so I think Qianpao came back to me and I forgot to get it. I was actually going to pick up Qianpao and then it didn't make it back, but I'll take Qianpao's baby brother, or, you know, you could say like older cousin who...
It's Qianpao at home.
Yeah. But I mean, for 11 points, like a 9-point difference between Qianpao, I'll take that. It's only... Basically, the only stat that matters, well, the ability matters, of course, but it's only 10 points slower than Qianpao. So that's like the stat that matters, but they have the same attack, but Qianpao has the defense lowering ability, which matters. Jolteon, which can terrestrialize, Sandaconda, Alomomola for a water regenerator, Wish Passer, huge HP stat, and then Jumpluff, just to round it out, could be some annoying sleep powder sort of stuff. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this team, Alex?
I like fanboy some of the Pokemon on this team because I fucking love Walking Awake, and I like Heatwave and Typhlosion and Hatterene a lot too. I feel like the Sandaconda is just like counterintuitive to what you're kind of trying to do.
I'm not gonna use fucking Sand Spit. I'm gonna use Shed Skin.
That's fair. I mean, like, I can't believe Torkoal didn't get taken, by the way. Like, you picked Ninetales over Torkoal.
It's 4 extra points.
That's fair. I mean, you had 1 remaining. I mean, like, what are you going to do with the Alomomola? I don't know what that thing does.
It's Regenerator, huge, bulky water type with Wish. It gets Wish, Scald, Flip Turn.
It gets Scald?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it. I thought it lost Scald.
No, it got Scald back with the TM.
Wonderful.
I hate that. I mean, great. I like this team, dude. Like, I like that you went, like, Walking Wake Ninetales. To be honest, like, I was thinking about Walking Wake before I picked Corv, and then I couldn't remember, honestly, if it was in it. And then before I knew it, I had to pick, so I picked Corv, and then you took Walking Wake. I'm like, wow, it was there. Fuck. And then I thought about taking Torkoal still, but then I didn't. But, like, I'm, like, learning to, like, really like all of the Ogerpon forms, so I like that you snagged, like, the Firegrass one. Like, I think that's gonna be, like, disgusting. Like, it's gonna be really good. I like how this is constructed, though. I mean, outside of Hatterene, though, what do you have for hazard removal? Is it
nothing.
Yeah, you're just like on a magic bounce and a prayer. I mean, like that would be like my one.
I'm gonna bring it in on anything that you want to set up hazards with, and you'll either get them back on you, or you'll have to try to kill Hatterene. So.
I get it.
And then I bring in my big threats and kill you.
I like your Terra options because like Typhlosion is just like a really strong special attack, and like Jolteon is also a like decently strong special attack, but it's like wicked fast, so like that's like annoying.
Yeah,
but like
Regieleki that can terrestrialize,
and you can do like a defensive Terra with like Sandaconda. So like I feel like this is like what like we want to talk about, where like some coaches definitely thought about like what they can and cannot terrestrialize when they picked their Pokemon. And like some coaches who caught it halfway through, like me. So, I mean, I think like overall, like this is like a really like solid team. Like you covered your weaknesses pretty well. I mean, like the only thing. Oh no, I stand corrected. Never mind. I was gonna say like I don't see like a fairy stab, but I forgot that there's a Hatterene there. And we just talked about it because I'm an idiot. So like this is pretty solid, dude. As per usual, you know, man. Like, ooh.
I'm already thinking of some changes, but Kevin, what are your thoughts on the team?
Well, Hatterene's gonna have to overperform because half your team is weak to Stealth Rock. But I mean, basically everything else that Alex said, I echo. It's just that was like the main thing I noticed was that Hatterene's their main form of hazard, like. Hatterene's your main method of dissuading hazards, but if rocks go up, you have no way of getting rid of them, and half your team is weak to it. So that takes out off a couple points for me. But other than that, it looks really solid.
Where would you rank it?
I would say high B, low A for me.
What about
you? That's also depending on where we put everything else, though.
I think like I would echo that, but like I would definitely like put it in A tier because like I feel like this is like one of like the better constructed teams we're gonna see because like it's gonna be like blatantly obvious when we talk about it. Like some teams just like genuinely just like didn't give a fuck about like their their Terra types, and like while like I believe that some teams can get away with not doing it, it's like a detriment to you if you don't have access to it. You know what I mean? So like I would put this in A tier, and like if we want to move it to high B later, we can. But I still think that this is an A tier team. But I don't think you're like super broken. I would be interested to play you outside of your ogre pond, like you know, blasting my cool little bird with a fire blast or some shit.
Ogre Pond doesn't use Fire Blast.
I mean, it's got a fire move. Okay, so
Yeah,
they might as well all
He's
fucking
literally
fire
using
blast.
caveman strats. He's gonna hit you with a stick.
It's fine if you flare blitz me. Like I don't give a shit what you do. Like it's all fire blast. Okay, like they are all the same.
All right, next we got the Chicago Slow Kings. Pretty interesting team here. Double Fairy to start off, Magearna and Azumarill. Hydreigon gives them Dragon type. Thundurus Incarnate. Tauros Blaze, who is like their highest point total for terrestrializing, but I don't know if I like. I like this more as like its defensive typing is really good, so I don't even know if I would want to like terrestrialize it personally. Chestnut, another pretty bulky grass boy. Sableye, so they got some opportunities if they want to do like screens and stuff. Braviary, Dunsparce, and then Lilligant. What are your thoughts on this team, Kevin?
Well, at first glance, it looks solid. I mean, you brought it up. He's got he's got the entire Fairy Dragon Steel core. He's got the Fire Water Grass core, 2 Prankster users, which I love Pranksters, so that's like always a bonus for me. But Thundurus being probably the better of the two. Personally, I mean, there was a few times last season where I terrored the Tauros quite a bit, but I think Vlad was one of those teams that really did take his Terra options into consideration when constructing. I do like Chestnut. I think that's going to be a nice little sleeper for him. And Dunsparce put in some work for him a couple seasons ago, 1v1ing a Hariyama to death, so that was interesting. So I think it's a fairly decent team.
Yeah, relatively slow. Like Thundurus is like your fastest, but your only other base 100 is the Tauros, which again I don't know. I don't think you would make it offensive.
Yeah.
Like you could, but I just feel like Tauros Blaze, like that's the defensive one, and Aqua's the offensive one.
Yeah.
Did anyone take Aqua?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the team, Alex?
I mean, like, first of all, he sniped the Sableye for me, and like, honestly, like, he's just the worst. You know, like, if it were like grading on coach alone, I think I would like, you know, echo him before, but I would give him an F. But I'm totally kidding because he took a cow this time. I wish he took more defensive options other than the cow though. Like I'm gonna echo you there because like outside of that, there's like, I mean, there's Chestnut.
Yeah, he has like good general bulk. Like Chestnut's your like recover synthesis guy, but people
I think he
will
needs
bring
like
their
something like
people will bring
like
their
heftier.
flying attacks because it hits a couple of his guys pretty hard. So like random air slashes and all that.
So like I never played against Magearna, so like I don't really know what it does. I mean, like I know that Azumarill is like very threatening with its like Aqua Jet and like huge power like shenanigans, and I was actually gonna take Azumarill, but he also took that from me. Son of a bitch.
Azumarill got knockoff too, which gives it a pretty good attack just to like spam early game.
Well, I hate that, and I hate that he got it, but I don't know. I mean, like, it doesn't rank that high for me just because, like, it's really frail. Like, Landorus gets Prankster, which is, like, kind of, like, good against, like, setup sweepers and stuff, and, like, but it itself is, like you said, like, the fastest thing on his team, like, barring him choice scarping something. But I don't think he can run Tauros plays offensively, but he can check physical attacks, but, like, like, the other good defensive option he has is Chestnut, and, like, that's already checking physical attacks, so, it's not like redundancy is bad. It's just like
you're like Quagsire, other than the Chestnut, like 1v5s the rest of his dudes basically.
Yeah, I mean, like it stops
like Magearna's main thing is it wants to like set up, and obviously with its ability and with Calm Mind and all that, or it was also doing pretty well as a Trick Room setter, just because of its good like natural bulk. But like unaware Quagsire just kind of like shuts down a lot.
But even in Trick Room, like this team's like not that great. Like Trick Room helps exactly Azumarill here.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I'm not saying I don't
it,
think I would like. You'd probably like Shift Gear and Stored Power, but again, without being able to terrestrialize, you're
Fairy. Like it's Fairy Steel, right? So like,
yeah, so your fire and ground attacks.
Yeah,
like people just gotta have the coverage.
I mean, I don't dislike the team.
Yeah, like Magearna and Hydreigon cover each other pretty well.
Like, I honestly like the Sableye here. Like, he did steal it from me, but like it's a really good, like, you know, like, pivot and lead kind of thing. Like, he can, like, do some shenanigans with that. But, like, again, he's got, like, Thundurus already for Prankster, so the redundancy, I feel like, was just a personal spit in my eye. Yeah. And, like,
well, I kind of like Sableye better than Thundurus, because I feel like this team, I'd rather set up the screens and then be able to set up more easily with my Magearna or my Azumarill.
That's fair,
or whatever. Yeah. Like, because Azumarill, I know you're saying like it's threatening, but really it's only, even though it gets huge powers, attack stat is so low that it's only really threatening when it gets the belly drum off. I don't mind Choice Band either. I personally prefer Choice Band because I don't want to have to like hope that like you didn't take me below half while I try and belly drum this turn.
Belly drum is definitely better, and like, you know, I feel like it's more like a doubles thing, but like Choice Band is like the way that I've run it in singles too, and it's very it's like it's undeniably like just good. But like I know what you're saying, you know, like it's like, you know, on its own it's like just a Azumarill, like it's, you know, got a lot of HP but not a lot of defense. You can check that thing like relatively easily because he's probably not going to belly drum, although he's probably going to listen to this and belly drum despite me, which is fine.
No, people always try to belly drum with it. You just gotta know how to counteract it. But definitely a team that you kind of said with Black City, like this one also pretty taunt weak. You bring some fast taunters and you basically, you know, can stop a lot of what the team wants to do.
And like if it's like against another Prankster team, if like they're not already dark for Prankster, like someone like could tear a dark Prankster and like throw out that whole thing for him, and then like he's screwed, you know. So like I mean, like it's not like
I don't think he minds too much about going against dark types though overall, but yeah.
No, because he's got Magearna and Azumarill, like he's fine if you do that. But you know, like I'm saying, like there's shit you can do. I don't know. I mean, like, overall, like, this team is, like, okay. I mean, like, I don't think you need both Thundurus and Sableye. I mean, like, and if he wants to pitch either of those, like, he can, like, slide into my DMs, please. Yeah. But, like,
I think it's a solid, like, high B, low A, depending.
Yeah, no, definitely, like, I think this is, like, a high B team, for sure. Like, Magearna alone is just, like, strong. So, like...
Alright, next we got the Denver Ninetales here, going with their namesake here, Iron Bundle, Alolan Ninetales, the Galarian Slowking, so that gives them another way to set up snow when Alolan Ninetales goes down through the Chili Reception. So Titan and Armorogue are two really good Terra options that they have. Clefable, doing Clefable things. Torterra, solid defensive grass type, gets stealth rocks, can shell smash now. Masquerain for intimidate, sticky webs. Hisui Electrode, who's Also, I kind of said about Jolteon, like the Regieleki at home. This is also kind of like another Regieleki at home, just super fast, not as strong as Jolteon, but it does get that grass stab already, so you don't even need to Terrasilize it to take out ground types usually with those Leaf Storms. And then Volbeat, which is just a prankster Pokemon. It gets access to like Encore. I think it gets Light Screen. I don't think it gets Reflect. Let me double check that. Definitely gets Light Screen though. Yeah, it doesn't get Reflect. It only gets Light Screen, but it gets Taunt, Tailwind, Trick, U-turn. So a couple things. Like I said, Encore is like its main thing. I love this thing in a Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. But yeah. So what are your thoughts on this team, Alex? Actually, Alex, you were just talking for a while. So Kevin, why don't you take this one?
I like it, and for the record, I assumed that you picked Ninetales over Torkoal simply because you wanted the husband-wife team to both be running Ninetales in their own respective weather. That was my assumption, but I like.
No, I just think the 4 points is worth it.
But I mean, I do like the Snow Core. Galarian Slow King is an absolute menace for snow teams as well. Just being able to get that free switch into Titan or bundle or whatever you want, and setting up that snow, getting that defense buff. And then really great Terra options. Torterra was almost broken, but it's 10 points, not 9. The only thing I'm seeing here, or the only thing I'm not seeing here, I mean, outside of Torterra, do you have any, like, hazard options? Oh, Master Range to do it, I guess.
Clefable gets rocks.
Does it? Okay. That's fair.
And Slowking gets toxic spikes.
So there are options there. Do you, let's see.
I think Torterra gets rocks and spikes.
I mean, yeah. I'm not sure if that's how you're going to run Torterra, though. Typically, you probably want to go like the Shell Smash loaded dice set, I would imagine.
Yeah, but yeah, no, the main rocker on this team is definitely Clefable.
Alright, for sure. Does Volbeat get Prankster Defog or anything like that, or not?
No.
No, okay. Alright, I mean, I think it's a solid team, but unless I'm missing something, it has no way to remove rocks, which, again, the team, kind of similar to yours, is pretty weak to it. But, I mean, it's still a really solid team. I like it, and it's going to be an absolute pain in the ass. And I'm sure it's going to probably end up making the playoffs, so...
Alright, where would you, what would you say about it, Alex?
I like her Ice Core better than my Ice Core last season. Like, to be honest, like, this looks like so much fun to play. She's got, like, a really good coverage there for, like, with Armor Rogue being able to Terra for her. And, like, she's got the fucking whale, so that's awesome. I mean, like, Electro does not get Rapid Spin, correct? Like,
No.
I mean, like, I would just echo, like, the hazard removal, you know, like, but I'm not going to say anything different other than, like, how much I actually, like, really, really, like, fangirl the Ice Core, like, the Ice Core. Like, I think it's really cool. I would like to see, like, something faster, though. I mean, like, I know that, like, a lot of, like, faster fire stuff got picked, because, like, Pittsburgh got Infernape and stuff, but, like, this is cool. I really do like this. I think it's, like, solid. It just needs, like, hazard removal. But, you know, like, you could probably pick it up as you go. Like, I think there's still some stuff left that's still, like, spins or something, if I'm not
No, there's
wrong.
plenty of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is definitely, like, an A-tier team for me, though, on Ice Core alone, because, like, I know how good, like, some of these Pokemon are in the snow, and it's fantastic, so this is, like, definitely, like, an A-tier team for me.
I'd echo that sentiment.
don't underestimate that buff that they get. Like, it is enough. Plus, Alolan Ninetales is fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, Vale's running singles right now. Alright, Driftville City Dragapults. They got a team here, a lot of purple, so I can appreciate the color consistency here. Darkrai, who made 20 points. I don't know if it's worth 20 points, but whatever, it's there. Mamoswine, I love Mamoswine. Gliscor, I love Gliscor. Gliscor probably should have been bumped up a few points, so that I think that's like a steal for him. Alolan Muck, very solid. Hisuian Braviary, I really wanted on my team, but oh well, because I had to pick actual good Pokemon first. Ambipom, Glastrier, Bramblegast, Weezing, and Lumise. What were your thoughts on this team, Alex?
I mean, I personally don't think Darkrai is worth 20 points. I think
no,
he's probably gonna.
I mean, it's fast and all that, but I mean, it'll die.
Move pool is not great. I mean, like it's still a Darkrai. I mean, like that's what it is. But you know, like, I don't think Gliscor is like. I think Gliscor is like not as good as it used to be. Like, it does not get defog.
I mean, yeah, because it lost Roost, but it still has everything else.
It doesn't have defog anymore either, guy. Like, there's no defog. There's like, it doesn't get Roost anymore. Like, you know, like,
it's still
like,
you just run Protect and you still heal like 25% every turn, basically.
Yeah, that's great.
It's still really good. Listen, the
though.
people who play singles are saying it's like top tier. Obviously, and you don't.
Look,
they don't even
terrestrialize
it.
I want to be a believer because I love Gliscor, but like it's like in my eyes right now, it's like not as good as it used to be. I do love Mamoswine though. I can't fault him there. I like Glastrier. I think Glastrier is really cool. He's got hazard removal in this format with Bramblegast, so that's neat. I also kind of like the Weezing. I feel like Weezing's like a decent like draft pickup Pokemon.
Does Weezing still get defog?
No, I don't think so.
No, it lost it. Dang.
No, I think he's just got Bramblegast for that, unless like Ambipom gets like Tidy Up or something, but I don't think it does. Does Ilmise get anything like that?
No.
I feel like this team is like okay, but like I'm like underwhelmed.
Braviary gets defog.
Oh, all right, good for him then. Yeah, he's got like hazard removal here, but like I like Mamoswine a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't like. I just don't think Darkrai's like. I don't think Darkrai is like that great, you know. I mean, like, feel free to prove me wrong. Like, Cole can absolutely like blow me out with like a fucking like void.
He's gonna go wide lens hypnosis and just get that 66% every time.
He will. I mean, like, I'm not lucky, so he'll nail me. But like, you know, I like Glastrier, but like he doesn't really have like that much in Trick Room outside of Glastrier here, you know. And like Glastrier is like only
I don't
really
even think
good
he has
anything
anything that can set it up.
Yeah, I mean, like, the Glastrier is, like, a Terra option for him, but it's like, oh my god, it's, like, slower than death. Like, what? Base speed is, like, 30-something, I'm pretty sure. Like, I've only ever run it in Trick Room, so, like, I don't know what else it would do.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this team is, like, okay,
though. It got high horsepower back, though, in the DLC, which is actually nice. It can hit steel types again.
Alright, well, thank God, because I didn't even know it lost to that. Pokemon is, like, fucking rude. But, this team is, like, okay, you know? Like, I think he's gonna get rid of Darkrai, and I'll be interested to see what he picks up for it, because, like, there's, like, nothing left that's, like, high point value. But, like, I don't think that's gonna do that well for him. Mammer's pretty good. Mammer's like a rock setter and just like great, but like Mammer's like the only thing that I like love on this team.
Yeah,
it's like a low B,
high
C
for me. Right? Like you're gonna do rock,
like choice band or something
toxic.
on Mammoth. Yeah, I mean like this is fine, but it's like not like
a lot of knockoff users on this team.
Yeah, but like
got it back and
a lot of fighting. Like the only way he covers the fighting weakness is with Darkrai. And with, like, Hisuian Braviary, I guess. Like, is Hisuian Braviary normal Psychic or Flying Psychic?
Flying Psychic.
Yeah, I mean, like, he covers there, I guess, but, like, Glastrier, Ambipom, and Mamoswine are all weak to it. Gliscor's, like, neutral, but it's, like, bulky as shit. But, like, Muck is, like, neutral, too. His physical defense, I don't think is that great. But, like, This team is like okay, like a low B for me. High C.
What do you think, Kevin?
Well, I mean,
Anything you
outside
wanna
of
add?
no, you pretty much covered everything I was planning to say. The only thing I was going to add was, Wheezing also is a decent physical wall that covers the
Yeah,
fighting
Will-O-Wisp
weakness.
and
Yep.
neutralizing
Will-O-Wisp
gas
paint
can be interesting. There's gonna be one team we'll get to that neutralizing gas could be very interesting against.
Yeah.
So where would you put them, Kevin?
I'd put them in B under the Slow Kings if it were me, but that I'll leave that up to you guys. But definitely a B.
We can move it down later if we feel like it.
I gotta say though, I look at this team and then I look at Black City and I'm like, ooh, Black City might stomp on this team. Just because of the typings and all that, but alright, next we got LTG. Alex, why don't you introduce your team here? The reigning champs. I like how you took half of the 15-point tier. Alex, you alive? Alex!
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
All right, sorry. Thank you. I mean, yeah, I did fucking take all of the 15 pointers because you've got shiny ticket items at 17 and 18 points. Ooh, Chien Pao at 19. That's neat. Fuck you. I built a core. I the only thing that I wanted was to make sure that I got hazard removal. So I picked up Corv. And then I took Heatran because it's a Heatran and it's a menace. And I all the cool kids are playing Heatrans, so I like multi-scale Dragonite. I mean, I don't know how well it's gonna do for me, to be honest. Because it's one of few attacker options. Because this is when I started to realize that, oh my god, I couldn't Terra any of these Pokemon. And then I panic picked Rotom Wash because I wanted another pivot. And I think it's gonna it covers my Heatran weakness pretty well. I took base Ogerpon because I wanted to save a point. Because I was planning on taking something else, and then it got taken from me. So I had base Ogerpon, but I think Ogerpon in all forms is good. And then I started to pick Terra options with what I had left. It's a Heracross. I almost took Infernape, but I honestly thought that it was already gone. So then Pittsburgh grabbed it. I took the Monkey because Sableye was taken from me for Prankster, and then I realized I did not have a ground type, so I took Quag.
Yeah, Quag's good.
Spiritomb I think Quag is great, but then I realized I couldn't Terra. Spiritomb is bulky and gets Pain Split, so that's awesome because Dusclops was also taken from me way earlier than I thought it was going to be, so that made me very sad. And then Wigglytuff is the only fairy I could find.
Yeah, Kevin, what are your thoughts on the team?
Well, I told this to him a couple of times, but the first thing that really stuck out to me was the Heatran Rotom defensive core. I feel like they cover each other pretty well. Rotom being immune to Heatran's ×4 ground weakness, and then Heatran resisting Rotom's grass weakness. So I feel like those two cover each other really well.
All of his other four, either quadruple or at least Ogerpon resists it, grass. So
yeah, Oh yeah, it's true. The Dragonite and the Corviknight also quad resist. So yeah, Rotom's one weakness is covered in spades.
Yeah.
No, I really like this. He covered his hazard and hazard removal options pretty nicely. Wish he would have found a spinner of some kind. That way he wouldn't have to remove his own hazards while getting rid of hazards on his side, but it is what it is. The only downside I would say about this team is that he's realistically got one.
Yeah, it's just Heracross.
It's just Heracross, yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, but the rest are all beaters, so I mean, it's all right.
Yeah, I just wanted to pick for bulk more than anything because, like, we're in a singles format, so, like, everything's gonna take chip damage. We're all gonna suffer together, and, like, I just wanted to pick Pokemon, so here we are.
Yeah, I think this team is solid. It doesn't have, like, the straight-out power, but it has really good defensive synergies. So I think it's a team that, like, if it can go, like, long, it'll chip away enough, you know?
Yeah.
And then maybe like Heracross can come in, like just Terra Fighting, Choice Scarf, Moxie, Sweep, or you know, or if Dragonite can get in a position to Dragon Dance up and do some stuff. But I definitely think the thing I like most about this is the defensive synergies between like the main 4 or 5 all really cover each other pretty well. So it's going to be, you know, on the opponent to either make predictions or just be somehow strong enough to break through some of these bulkier boys. But when you got Pokemon like Corviknight, Heatran, and Rotom, that's not the easiest to do.
Yeah, I stole like some of the better defensive core Pokemons like really early on, and I'm not sorry.
Yeah. Kevin, where would you put Lavender Town?
I think it's an A-tier team. I'd have to... I'm not sure if I like it more than the weather teams, but I definitely... Can I see them real quick one more time?
Yeah, I tell you what cooks this team is my team. Like my team don't give a shit.
Where's my Obi-Wan gift that says you will try?
I think you meant Anakin. Anakin.
Oh yeah, I did mean Anakin. Wow, I just failed a Star Wars reference.
Yeah, let me tell you what happened in that fight, buddy. Let me refresh your memory here.
Let me walk directly into traffic.
You will try.
He tried and he failed.
Yeah. Don't try it!
I don't know, like, I love weather teams, but I just think that the fact that his defensive core is just utterly just fantastic, and the fact that he's got consistent hazard and hazard removal, at least in my opinion, puts it a hair above the weather teams. But I'll let you kind of even me out.
No, that's fine. You know I don't.
You can put me in S tier.
I don't
just
decide.
I'll hang out above you guys.
But I'm just saying, my team does cook this team. But I think I do like the defensive synergies for every other team, basically. Except for mine. Mine just cooks it.
Trade me your walking awake.
No. Alright. Moving on. Mighty Psyduck's making his illustrious return to the Draft League. Everyone's favorite Quack Attack. First pick, Baxcalibur, Chi-Yu, Gengar, Ceruledge, who is... I think that's a pretty good point total to get at, because now it has Poltergeist for Ghost Stab. Sandy Shocks. Palmot, no Revival Blessing, that move's banned, but can still Terrasilize Ludicolo, Morpeko, Flapple, and Grumpig. What are your thoughts on this team, Alex?
This team has no defense at all. Team is very frail. Is there a hazard remover here?
Morpeko gets Rapid Spin.
Okay, I did not know that.
There might be something else too that I'm missing.
I mean, he covers the fighting weakness for Baxcalibur and Chi-Yu pretty well with Gengar and Ceruledge. Then he covers, the... I mean... I do not like this team, for the record. I mean, I like specific Pokemon on it. I like the Pokemon individually, but, as a team, I feel like this is, this team wants to switch into nothing unless it's a fighting move for like, you know, like the Miracle Ghost flip. And, you know, I mean, yeah, the Morpeko is the rapid spinner, but it's a Morpeko. I don't know. I mean, like, this doesn't seem that great to me. Like, no offense to the Psyducks. Like, I mean, like, the Pokemon individually are cool, but I don't think, like, this came together that great. Like, Sandy Shock's, like, a good pivot for him, I guess. You know, like, you can Volt Switch out of certain things, but Gengar doesn't levitate, so nothing here really wants an Earthquake, because Cerule Edge...
Earthquake weaknesses.
Cerule Edge, Gengar, Chi-Yu, and Pawmot, and Morpeko don't want to see the Earthquake switch, and, like, neither does it, so, like, I don't know. This is like a C-tier team for me.
Yeah, what do you think, Kevin? Anything you want to add to that?
I was literally just about to talk about the glaring Earthquake weakness, and to further echo Alex's point, if Grumpig is your, you know, defense, you're in trouble. I'm just gonna point that out. I mean, yeah, it's got hazard removals, which is great, but I just don't know if this team will synergize well together. But I guess that's to be seen. But yeah, I would say it's probably a C-tier team for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely below Black City, I think. It's like Black City, but Black City picked all legendaries. Like, yeah, this has, like, Chi-Yu, which is great, but, like, a lot of the... if you're weak to Earthquake, which is the move that people would just love to spam all the time, then that's not very good.
Like, one of your Pokemon needs the air balloon.
Yeah. Does Sandy Shocks get Magnet Rise?
I know it gets Gravity. I don't know about Magnet Rise.
No, it gets Magnet Flux. Yeah. No, nothing on his team gets Magnet Rise. Okay, yep. So we might have to move some teams down to D, but we're moving on to the Montreal Milotics. The Protean starter team: Meowscarada, Greninja, Cinderace, Tornadus Incarnate, Electros, Galarian Weezing, Ursaluna, Gallade, Murkrow, and Gligar. What are your thoughts on this team, Kevin?
Well, I love the Protean core of the starters. And similar to Vlad's team, we got two pranksters in the form of Tornadus and Murkrow, so that's fine. And then,
but both of these kind of do the same thing of each other. Like, you're just gonna use Tornadus, right?
Yeah, more than likely, and unless you have, like, you know, to do Illusions of Grandeur to, like, be able to, like, tear the Murkrow and have it be effective in any way, shape, or form. But I do actually, even though Alex will not agree with me because he's sipping on haterade over there, I do like the Gallade.
Gallade's great.
I was telling him in the tier list that we did that, you know, Gallade actually hits harder than my favorite Medicham now because of sharpness.
Yeah.
And it's the same speed tier, so. But he just keeps on hating. But I think Gallade here is a great option. It's able to Terra, so it's fantastic. It can tear into one of its many coverage, like, stab options, like Aqua Cutter or Leaf Blade, or basically anything it wants, and be a really great offensive machine. Galarian Weezing, great. I'm running it in the other tournament. It should put in work, I would hope. Neutralizing Gas, we'll see how well that works out for Ursaluna outside of Trick Room. I'm not sure how effective that'll be, but I could also...
Galarian Weezing does still get Defog, just not regular Weezing. So
really?
that's something to keep in mind.
Interesting. Okay.
Boy, things you wish you knew like a few days ago, huh? Yikes.
I'll deal with you later. let's see. So yeah.
And they have core change, which is like the best hazard removal move.
Oh, absolutely. Why just get rid of it when you can just transfer it to your opponent? So yeah, like I like this team.
It is
definitely...
other than the wheezing though, and like yeah, Ursaluna has a decent HP stat. It is a frail team.
Yeah,
Very,
I mean,
very
if I like Gligar might be a decent-ish, but
yeah,
but
like you're
yeah,
running.
exactly.
I think there's way more Pokemon I would want to use than before that, but I guess you could in certain matchups.
Yeah. Like
if I'm going up against like a team that has like a lot of offense, I would do it. But I mean, if you're running Eviolite, you have 0 recovery.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you can run Eviolite, Toxic, Knockoff, Spikes, U-turn maybe, max HP, max defense.
Fair. But yeah, for the most part, I like it. But you are correct; it's pretty frail. So if I were to rank it, I'd probably do mid to low B, but it's decent.
Yeah. Anything you want to add, Alex?
No, just that I'm happy that I can give the Milotics like a generally like good review of the team, because like I felt bad like when we talked about the electric team and the other one. Like I really like her Protean core here. Like that's really cool.
The Protean core is gonna be fun.
Oh my gosh, I'm using 2 of those Pokemon right now and they're fantastic. I mean, like if like you know the Milotics ever put back any of them, I might take one of them for one of.
I mean, this is definitely better than Dragapults.
Yeah,
for sure. I think it's a B tier
Kings.
team easy. I think it's a B tier team just because she, like, you know, they can cycle through like, you know, the 3 Protean users like pretty easily. Like again, like you guys are right. Like there's not like a lot of defense here. I mean, like Electros is like bulky, but like it's something that she can Terra that probably is like better on its own. You know, like almost like it like has no weaknesses already. It's like bulky-ish.
Yeah.
So like she doesn't really have great pivots outside of like Galarian Weezing, I would say.
Yeah.
Like. But other than that, you know, like I do like it. I think it's better than Brookvale's team for sure.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah.
I would put it in like B tier somewhere. But
yeah,
like,
if it had a little bit more of a defensive profiling, I think it would be better than Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely has like that and right away offensive threat. Like any of these Pokemon are out other than Weezing. You're
they
like,
can
damn,
one shot.
I am
something's
gonna
on your
die.
team. Like,
all right, next we got the New York Yankees. Started off with a Garchomp Hippowdon core there. Now Sandville is banned. Sandville Snowcloak. What's that other ability I'm forgetting? Sandville Snowcloak.
Sand Rush?
No. Maybe it's just Sandville and Snowcloak. I thought there was another like evasion ability, but no.
Those just those.
Yeah, but those are banned, so he'll have to go with the Rough Skin Garchomp. Hippowdon, Skeledirge for his fire type, Breloom, grass type, Vaporeon, water type. Vaporeon can terastallize, but I feel like Vaporeon like would just want to stay water like most of the time. Could maybe go Terra Ground with Water Absorb to like Terra Blast electric types, but
He's already got 2 ground types, 3 with Caparajah too.
Caparajah is just steel.
Oh, it's just steel. I thought it was steel ground.
No.
He also has his Popra. Like,
yeah, Espatha's interesting. It can't terastallize, but
is Speed Boost banned?
no.
No, right? Oh, okay, great. Oh, hate that.
Yeah, but you just need, you know, it can't terastallize, so you know, Sucker Punch or whatever.
Yeah.
Be fine. Yeah, Toxicroak, Espathra, like Alex said, Altaria, and Primeape, and 3 points remaining, so he has like more flexibility than some of the other teams. I personally would love to see him drop that Hippowdon and then use a couple of those extra points to get Tyranitar, because Tyranitar got a big buff with knockoff. And I think that would give him like a little more offense, but Hippowdon definitely gives him a nice defensive core here with Hippowdon, Skeletorge, and Vaporeon. Can do like a lot defensively. What do you think, Alex?
I mean, like, I like his team. I mean, I don't really think he even, like, if he wants to go Sandcore, I would agree with you. I think Tyranitar is better.
And no one picked up any Sand Rushers. Like, not that there are a lot of good ones because there's no Excadrill, but there's Lycanroc, the what is it, Midday or whatever. Sandslash, which is probably like the worst by far, but Houndstone did get Poltergeist now, so it actually has a decent ghost attack. So there are some options if you wanted to go with that. I definitely think Houndstone could be interesting.
I mean, I almost don't want to see him lose the Hippowdon because I feel like if you take the Hippowdon out, like Skeletor just kind of like specially bulky, but then like outside of that, he's got like no real physical bulk, like Garchomp kind of is. Vaporeon's more like another special wall kind of thing. Like, I like this, but like I don't think it's like that strong on its own because like you said, you know, like you don't really want to tear the Vaporeon because like the typing is good for him already.
I mean, Skeletor gets that base 100 defense. I think it's better as a physical wall.
I mean, I guess Willow is too, so like yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe like T-Tar would just be like a little bit better there. Like
I just think T-Tar with knockoff now just really gives it like an offensive presence.
True. I mean, like, I'm never gonna say no to T-Tar. You know, like, it's a shame that nobody picked it. I should have, but I mean, this is like a B tier team for me though. Like, just because like, what does he have in terms of like hazard removal? Does Caparajah spin?
No.
Altaria gets defog, doesn't it?
Yeah, Altaria should get defog.
Yeah, I think Altaria still gets defog, right? So he's got that.
He gets
like
defog.
He's got. I mean, I don't think this team is bad, but like nothing about it is like really like super threatening for me. Like Espathra cannot Terra, like you said, and like I don't think his Terra options are like super great.
No.
And like without setups, like most of these Pokemon like aren't like that strong. Like
Vaporeon can definitely go pretty hard with Calm Mind sets.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, but like again, it like requires a setup. So like you taunt like some of these Pokemon, and like they're just like non-issues. Like Breloom with like Technician Breloom is like strong, and like then like he's a Spore user, so like you have to have like you got to prepare for that. But like it cannot Terra, so like it's quad weak to flying.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think a lot of teams are lacking on like removal, but this team can get up a lot of hazard, can spread a lot of status too. Did you have anything you wanted to add, Kevin?
The only thing I was going to add is don't sleep on Annihilate at home. That being a Violite Terraghost Primate.
He got that Annihilate Prime subscription.
Yup. I mean,
it is faster than Annihilate 1v1.
And with a Violite, its bulk is at least comparable. So, just not as strong right off the bat. But I mean, bulk up with
it could tear a ghost as well.
That's what I was gonna say. To get stabbed on the Rage Fist, and it's basically Annihilate at home for far less points. Like what was Annihilate, like 17?
Yeah.
And this basically serves a very similar role for 14 less points. But I mean, yeah, I like the team. I do agree with you about maybe swapping Hippowdon for Tyranitar. But I mean, I like it. He's got some. He also has Caparajah and Toxicroak, which could tear, like Toxicroak tearing Dart to get rid of its times where Psychic Weakness could be clutch.
Yeah.
And then also get Stab on Sucker Punch as well.
Yeah, priority.
Yeah. So I mean,
nice water immunity, like 2 water immunities between it and Vaporeon.
Exactly. Yep. So I mean, I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid team. I think it might be better than my log just because it has like the defensive core. I think it might be comparable to Slowking's.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I might even like it a little more than Slowking just because it has, like, Garchomp has speed. And, like, Breloom will just sleep your Magearna or your Azumarill before it can even do anything.
And then Espathra's also got speed too. So.
Yeah. So I might actually put it top of B.
Yeah, I would agree with
Just
that.
thinking about those. Alright, next we got Oklahoma. This is a kind of similar to Alex's team, Lavender Town. They kind of picked more like middling point Pokemon, so it's a pretty solid team structure all around. Rillaboom, Hisuian Samurott, Sneasler, Pheasantipity, Arcanine. Some really good Terra options here. Arcanine, Espeon, and Mismagius. Mandibuzz, Hawlucha, and Furret. What were your thoughts on this team, Kevin?
I'm saying this unironically. I think Furret should have been worth more points. Just because doesn't it get tidy up now?
Okay, when I ask in the rules committee thing, should Furret be worth another point or two because it got tidy up and no one says anything, what am I supposed to do? You guys give me nothing. You give me nothing.
I wanted it.
Okay, the rules committee, it's a committee. I got the receipts right here.
Hey, you'll have to yell at me, Dad. I like it a lot. Samurott, kind of similar to Cleavor, can run like a Scarf set to set up spikes more efficiently if it wanted to. Rillaboom having that Grassy Glide and passive recovery for its teammates with grassy terrain. While also lowering the damage output of ground-type moves for like Sneasler and Arcanine. It's got... Does anything... Okay, nothing gets rocks, but we do have Defog on at least Mandibuzz. Does Hawlucha get Defog?
Yeah, Hawlucha gets it.
Alright, so we have Defog on 2 different Pokemon. We have...
Get it? No, Fez doesn't get it. You got Magic Bounce Espeon too.
I was just about to, Magic Bounce Espeon. Tidy up for, like, we have so many options of removing hazards without actually defogging, so if Samurott does get up 3 layers of spikes, he doesn't have to worry about having to defog all that hard work away. Sneasler is a menace. The only one I'm not so sure about is Pheasantipity. I've seen it put in a lot of work in doubles with like Icy Wind and Dazzling Gleam and Toxic Chain.
It's just like you just run it bulky and it's annoying. It gets Roost. You usually run Beat Up because then that gives you 6 chances to get the Toxic.
Oh, that's dirty.
Yeah,
okay.
Which like is guaranteed at that point, right?
Yeah, it's like 30% per hit. So.
Is it 30 or is it? Yeah, it's 30, right?
It's 30.
Yeah, so yeah, times
You're
6,
basically...
so 70% to not get it times 6 is... What's 7 times 6?
42.
So, yeah, so it's basically, it's a 95.8% chance that you'll get it.
And then the speed tier is actually decent too at base 99, I think.
Yeah, 99.
So, I mean, that's pretty solid for bulky Pokemon too.
Yeah, that's basically all you do with it is just sit
annoying
there and toxic things through your beat-ups.
And then you got great special bulk with it. You got Arcanine to come in on the physical for Intimidate. You also got Mandibuzz that can take a couple physical hits too. So, yeah, I really like the defensive profile and like the potential abusability of Toxic Chain. Like that could be that and Poison Touch from Sneasler too, but that's just weaker and just in general.
You gotta watch out too because of the grassy terrain. You can't just bring Earthquake to deal with a lot of these.
Yep. So yeah, it's a really solid team. Like he has definitely the most options for dealing with hazards than anybody else that we've seen, as well as having multiple forms of it himself. So
yeah, I feel like Sneasler and Hawlucha are kind of like doubling up on the same thing, but I think Hawlucha can get Endure, so you could run like Grassy Seed on the Sneasler and then do like Endure with a Berry on Hawlucha maybe for Unburden, or you just run Mold Breaker Hawlucha.
Yeah.
What do you think, Alex? Anything you want to add?
No, I mean, you guys pretty much covered basically everything. I mean, like, I really like Oklahoma's team. Like, Oklahoma's a really good team builder, so, like, I don't really have, like, much to say. He took Mandibuzz. Like, I think that's great. He's got, like, every hazard removal on the planet. I am very sad that he took the Ferret from me, because I did want it, like, a non-like, debogging option, but it is what it is. But, like, I like that he's got, like, a lot of really good Terra options, so, like, you don't really know what you're going to play against, and he's got enough, like, bulky offensive options that, like, he's going to, like, he can grind out with people in singles, so this is good.
Yeah, pretty solid. Only thing I'm looking at other than his two best Terra options, Espeon and Mismagius, I'd say, are, like, his only special attackers, really. But that's the only thing, but they'll do fine whichever one he decides to bring, if not both. But that, like, if you have a physically defensive or like Will-O-Wisping Pokemon or Intimidate or whatever, you might be able to, like, outlast some of his guys, because it's not like, you know, Sneasler probably needs to get a Swords Dance and then it can sweep, but a lot of these guys aren't going to be, like, automatically breaking through. Like, that Grassy Glide nerf definitely hurts Rillaboom a bit.
It lowered the base power, right? It's like 60 or like...
It's 55.
Ooh.
But, yeah. I still think it's very solid, though. Somewhere in the A's. What do you think, Kevin?
I would definitely agree with a low A rating for sure. Like, I don't know if I like the main thing this team has above the weather teams is just oodles of hazard removal. But I still don't know if I like it more than the weather teams. But
yeah, I don't know if I like it more than the weather teams either. I mean, like, because, like, a lot of the stuff that's like
the only
like
way
said, like,
he can get hazards up is through Samurott as well.
Yes.
So it's like, you know,
and like you said, like, there's nothing really that's, like, out of the box, like, threatening here. Like, a lot of the stuff needs, like, a setup or two, like, to go off and sweep. So, like, I think it's also A tier, like, just because it's, like, so versatile, but, like, I don't think it's better than either of the weather teams.
Alright, next we got Electric Terrain Team, the Iron Curtain, Paris Saint-Germain, Iron Valiant, Gold Dango, who doesn't belong on this team, Iron Treads, Iron Hands, Iron Leaves, Pincurchin, the good spiky boy, Iron Jugulus, Rotom Heat, Alolan Raichu, and Pachirisu. What are your thoughts on this team, Kevin?
holy ground weakness.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
The only saving grace for that is, like, Rotom and Jugulus. I mean,
Iron Leaves will take an Earthquake.
Yeah, I mean, Iron Leaves, yeah, but yeah, like, having Goldango, Iron Treads, Iron Hands, Alolan Raichu, Pachirisu, Pincurchin, all just tremble at the sound of the opponent even saying Earthquake. It's definitely a downside for this team. And I know he's mad at me for taking the Iron Moth, but that would not have helped your case in that regard at all, so you're welcome. You're welcome for taking that off your hands for you. But I mean, I like where he was going with it. I think he may have gone a little overboard, but I mean, sure, collect all of the future paradoxes. I mean, do you? The Alolan Raichu, I mean, having Surge Surfer is pretty nice for electric terrain, so... and it's probably, like, the only decent... I mean, I guess Pincurchin also, but it's probably the only other Pokemon you're gonna be tearing at all.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do like bulky, terra-flying, volt-absorb Pachirisu, but
That sounds awful.
I mean, it would give you another ground immunity, I
That
guess.
sounds awful.
But yeah, I'll be honest with you. Outside of the fact that, this literally looks like a Pokemon antagonist team, I'm not a huge fan of it. I'll be honest with you. The weaknesses are just so exploitable.
It seems kind of similar to Black City's team, but just like has like that synergy, which I don't know if that makes it like better.
Well, it definitely has synergies, but
It's like, is free Life Orb or Choice Scarf boost better than actual abilities on every Pokemon?
especially when you have a Raichu that's going to just double its speed in your terrain. Like, I would argue that doubling your speed with the highest speed... Jugulus and Valiant are faster than Raichu, but still, doubling Raichu's speed is still going to be faster than any quote-unquote Scarf boost that you're going to get from the electric terrain, so it's like, it almost seems like a waste, unless you just want to have another, like, Scarf.
Yeah, but I'd rather have, Booster Valiant smashing things with Moonblast than double speed Raichu, like...
Yeah.
Like, you're doing more damage, and it's not like that amount of speed matters too much.
Well, the fact that Alolan Raichu lost Rising Voltage is also, like, a huge hindrance.
Do you have anything you want to add, Alex?
I mean, like, I was saying before, like, there are, like, some teams who, like, obviously just, like, don't care about tearing, and, like, he's, like, the best example with the Iron Curtain. I fucking love that he was calling it that, like, during the draft, for the record, and, like, I like this team just because I like all the cool future Pokemon, but, like, nobody can deny, like, the glaring weakness to Earthquake. I mean, like, I feel like this team is gonna...
Fire has a lot of weaknesses.
I mean, like, I feel like this team is going to do really well against teams that do not have access to Ice Spinner to destroy the terrain. And if they do, like, it's going to be, like, a really rough time for him. And if they don't, I think, like, he's going to literally just, like, run away with a bunch of free Paradox boosts. So, like, and I'm pretty sure that, like, that was something he had in mind, like, picking the Iron Curtain, other than just, like, memeing and saying that he made the Iron Curtain. He definitely did. I don't think the team is, like... I don't think the team is terrible, because, like,
No.
Just like Black Cities, like, it's going to run away with games just because of the sheer power it has on there. Like, he can EV train some of these things to get, like, relevant boosts in the terrain, I feel like. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's, like, better than we might think it is. I definitely don't think that Goldango belongs here. I mean, like, I know that Goldango is here, but, like, it's just, like, not doing him any fucking favors at all. Like... He already had special attack with Rotom. He already like is gonna pick it up when he's picking up the Iron Curtain Pokemon. So, like, I don't know what the Goldango's doing here other than, like, giving him another ground weakness.
Yeah. I was wondering, is, like, the team better than the Dragapult's team?
In terms of synergy, I would say yes, but that's...
I think PSG's team is better than the Dragapults for sure.
I'm wondering if Dragapult's got to go down and PSG becomes bottom of B now.
I would argue that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Because, like, the more I look at the Dragapults team, like, it's literally just like Mamoswine, Gliscor. Like, there's literally a Darkrai here, but I'm like, God, why is the Darkrai here?
Who knows? He'll probably sell it off and pick up a bunch of, like, decent Pokemon. All right,
Attaboy.
Tell us about your team, Kevin.
Well, I'll be honest with you. There was no rhyme, reason, or plan behind this. I was behind the scenes, filling out team sheets, and I had literally, like, no time to, like, look at the remaining Pokemon available and make a plan. It was just, all right, what's available? That seems good. I like Great Tusk and King Gambit. Great Tusk, arguably one of the best Pokemon in competitive singles. along with King Gambit as well in terms of usage. I picked up Rabombi because it's the fastest sticky web user we have, and since my speed tiers are kind of meh, I figured that would cover it a little bit.
Yeah, other than Iron Moth.
Yeah, other than Iron Moth, yeah.
Yeah, you got like nothing.
Yeah. Decidueye, I wanted to add to my Fire, Water, Grass core, and I saw, and the fact that it's a ghost type as well also helps. And it's a decent Terra user. I think I can find some tricks with it. Medicham is Medicham. Even though Gallade is technically stronger now, I still gotta remain faithful to Limit Breaker over here. Got Gastrodon for taking some water hits and just overall being a annoying nuisance. Iron Moth for speed and to finish off that core. Klefki, because I wanted a prankster user for like screens or spikes, or just being a nuisance in general, just with like trolly things like Thunderwave.
Yeah, screens, Thunderwave.
Yeah. Umbreon, because I wanted a Wish Passer that could also serve as like a special wall, so Umbreon just seemed to make the most sense. And then I realized that I wanted a ground immunity, so I wanted Rotom Frost was the remaining best one that I had with the points I had remaining. So
yeah, definitely a ground immunity helps, because at least like your threatening guys are all pretty, a couple of them are pretty ground weak.
Yep.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the team, Alex?
I mean, I like Kevin's team. I think he did a good job. I mean, like, I know you fangirl Medicham, but like, you already had King Gambit and Iron Tusk, so I don't really think you like needed it. But like, it's a Terra option, so like, I definitely get it. I think Umbreon's like a really good pickup for you because it's like a super good special wall, and Gastrodon is also like gonna like literally win you games because it's a fucking Gastrodon. Iron Moth is super welcome here because like you're kind of special attack light, but like
yeah, super
you did
special attack light.
But you did pick up 2 Paradox Pokemon, and like it's just like nothing to scoff at on its own because like you said, like Great Tusk is just like incredible. Honestly, like I was going to pick it if it got to me, but you had taken it, and then like my whole core story. So like, I mean, like I like this team overall. Like you've got like hazard removal, you've got like speed, like for like your setups, like for Bombi, but like outside of that, it's not like super fast out with like Iron Moth being like the second fastest. Covered like your defenses like decently well. I mean, like because you like have like bulky attackers, so like that I feel like that'll help you out a lot. But but overall, I think it's like a pretty solid team for like you like quote not like having a plan. Like I know you're like a secret sweat and like you fool no one. So
well, you definitely gave me more credit than I gave myself in this draft. So thanks for that, I guess.
I mean, like this is like at least like a high B team. Like if not, like I would probably put it like high B, like low A. Like I don't know if I like it more than Trevor's team. I mean, like I like it more than Trevor's team a little bit because it's like the offensive pressure is like definitely like more noted because that Great Tusk will probably like if it doesn't one-shot something that switches in, it's going to deal a pretty good chunk of damage because like the attackers you do have are like definitely good wall breakers. Like it's definitely like high B, low A for me.
Yeah, I think somewhere in the B's. Like this team, other than Iron Moth, and then like if you want to do max speed, Great Tusk booster energy, like your speed tiers are like really lacking. So it's really gonna want to get up that sticky web or get off a couple paralysis with Yeah, your best Scarfer's probably Metacham.
I
Decidueye
mean,
is not a bad
Deducii gets
Scarfer.
Leech Seed too, so like in singles, it's pretty decent.
What does?
Doesn't Deducii get Leech Seed? It's like
Maybe.
it's like not. I know it's not like super bulky,
I
but it's
think
like
you would run Poltergeist, Shadow Sneak, Leaf Blade, and no, I don't see Leech Seed on here. No Leech Seed. U-turn.
admittedly, like I did not play Gen 7, so like I don't even know. Like I know that thing is Ghost Grass, and the other one is Fighting
It got
Grass.
Poltergeist, so it actually has like a stronger Grass Stab now than Spirit Shackle. But yeah, I think I can agree with you. Somewhere in the Bs.
I like it more than I like Chicago's team, definitely, but definitely like more than I think the Yankees too.
You like it more than Mankeys? I think the Mankeys have the defensive synergy, though.
Let me see it again. I mean,
But maybe top to bottom, I like the Primals a little more. Yeah.
I mean, like
I'm not gonna split
like
hairs.
there's definitely like defensive presence on the Yankees team, but like Gastrodon is like if I had to choose between Hippowdon and Gastrodon, I think I would take Gastrodon like every fucking time. Gastrodon, like, did he get Scald back?
No.
Wow. Rob.
Sad days. But they're still chilling water.
Get out of here with that garbage move. Whatever. Like, give it back Scald. It did nothing wrong.
Alright, next we got the Pittsburgh Poltergeist. Another team that kind of spread out its points. Tinglu, Hazards, Setter.ex. Scizor, good priority Pokemon, gets Defog. Slowbro, Regieleki. Without Terra, I don't think it's like super crazy. So, you know, it's fast though. Make sure you have a ground type going against that team. Serena, he really likes Serena. Infernape, good mixed attacker. Solid overall. Salamence, kind of same thing. Gardevoir, Banette, and Rotom Fan. Honestly, I don't really care for any of his Terra options, but what do you think, Alex?
I mean, like, I like his team overall because, like, you know, in singles formats, I like bulky attacks because, like, you know, like your games are ultimately like grind outs because, you know, unless something sets up on you. But he's got like pretty like he's got solid defenses for like setup sweeps with like Tinglu and Slowbro because like for generator Slowbro is a fucking menace. I know that like he picked Serena like as a spinner because he forgot that like Scizor also got Defog. So like I know that he's aware that he has like
gets rapid spin.
Yeah, like he's very aware that he's got like too many spin options. So I'm sure he's gonna be like looking to like move at least one of them off of his team sooner than later. Scizor's like a surprising pick to me because like I just like don't even think about it anymore because like it's just like not like played
It got
a lot,
Bug Bite
but, like,
back.
Like it's still really good, you know, like and like bulky Scizor is like very strong, so like it makes me like the team that much more. I love like the Chimchar, or not Chimchar, Infernape here. Like I think Infernape is like great Pokemon, and like obviously I'm like have like a romance with Salamence. That's my girl, but you know like. I would have to echo you. Like, I don't think his Terra options are super great because, like, it's either Serena, which, like, you know, admittedly isn't a bad Terra, or it's Slowbro, and like I don't know why you would Terra Slowbro, but I mean, like I just said, like he's very aware that he's got to move some of these spinners off, and like I think he'll pick up something decent that'll be able to Terra for him and do well. Because overall, like I like the team. I like Banette too. You know, like I think that's like a decent like you know priority
Why won't
attacker.
they give Banette Poltergeist though?
Because life isn't fair.
They did.
Because then Banette would be
Oh, they
at least
did?
worth
Yeah,
5
they did.
points.
Oh, they did. Well, it was worth 2, and he took it. So
It was
sure
still,
he'll love that.
It's still super slow and will die to anything. All right. Well,
I mean,
what
like-
are your thoughts, Kevin? I still feel like
I mean,
Finette should get play rough because it's a doll.
I never thought about that, but you know, I don't disagree.
It gets role play, so I guess that's what they're going with.
Why don't you send them an angry email?
There's a couple of things that I disagree with Alex on. Does Scizor still have Roost or no?
No.
Alright, so bulky Scizor isn't really that great, especially since you can't Terra it into like a water type. Like if you're running Scizor bulky, you're probably not gonna have a good time.
I mean, I have done great things with choice banded Scizor. So as an offense, like, oh no, it's a Scizor on my offense. Ooh.
Well, you brought up bulky, so that's why I was bringing that up. And
that's fair.
Yeah, Regieleki, without the ability to Terra Ice, it's a lot easier to deal with. And it's not double, so it's not like spamming like Electro Web. So, I mean, I like it. It looks cool. He's got hazard, he's got plenty of hazard removal. He's got phasing with Tinglu. Soundness and Infernape are cool. But to echo your guys' sentiment, his one drawback that Ice can see is just his lack of good Terra options.
Where would you put it then, Kevin?
That is a great question.
He has a solid mix of bulk and speed, though. Like overall, it's
like I would probably rate this higher than me, probably.
Well, do you agree with that, Alex?
Yeah, I think that's solid. I don't know if I like it more than Oklahoma's team, honestly, just because like Oklahoma has better like Terra options. But like, you know, like I also like don't have like great Terra options, but like.
All right, next we got the Scotland Stouts. They put together a trapping team, which is pretty interesting. Gothitelle, Shadow Tag is legal, so make sure you bring your U-turns, Volt Switches, all that stuff. Glamora, Hazard, Setter, and Remover. Roaring Moon, wish it had come back to me, the Sun team, but oh well. Staraptor. Kevin, you did this a lot. You didn't capitalize them. Alright. Monkey Dory. Fun, just fast, good special attacker. Doesn't get a lot of coverage, though. You basically are just going to run Psychics, Sludge Wave, and Focus Blast, and then maybe like Trick on a choice set. Doug Trio, so Arena Trap, Shenanigans. Florges, Hisuian Decidueye gets a Defog. Bisharp and Cramorant. Well, what are your thoughts on this team, Kevin?
Well, I will say that that Doug Trio is probably the biggest threat to Alex's team that we've seen thus far. Trap Heatran and Good Night. Although
run the Shed Tail, or not the Shed Tail. What's that item?
What is it? Is it not Shed Tail?
I feel like I'm saying Shed Tail, but then I'm thinking of the move Shed Tail.
Hang on, I can look this up.
It's Shed Shell. Shed Shell.
Shed Shell. There we go. There you go. Shed Shell. Heatran new meta. I mean, outside of like, well, Gothitelle, I guess, is kind of bulky, I guess. I'd say this team is pretty decent. I mean, it kind of covers all the bases that I look for. He's got a decent, combination of bulk and speed and power. He's got hazards removal. He's got priority. Like the only thing here is like his main Terra user is probably going to be the Decidueye, if I had to take a wild guess.
I mean, Terra normal or flying Staraptor with Reckless can do big chunks.
You know what?
Double Edge and Brave Bird.
I didn't even realize that Staraptor was only 9 points. I just assumed it was on the left side, so it couldn't Terra. So that's my B. But yeah,
I do like
it's solid.
Decidueye though. It's just slow.
Yeah. I think it's a solid B team in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think though.
Yeah. One of the things I like about this team though, compared to like a lot of the others, is I could see like maybe not Cramorant, but I could see like 9 out of 10 of these Pokemon like coming to any battle. You know. There's like some teams where you're like, okay, there's only 6 or 7 Pokemon I have to really prepare for. This one's like, okay, I gotta like figure out, like look at all 9 or 10 of these to figure out what's going on. Anything you want to add, Alex?
No, I mean like I definitely see like the whole like shadow tag like option of like line of play, and like yeah, it's definitely like threatening for my Heatran. I'll have to plan around that. Like I don't even know if I'm playing him this season, to be honest. I have to check that, but like I think it's like okay overall. Like I don't hate this team. I honestly like don't really know what Roaring Moon is doing on it. Like I know that Ryan's like biased because he wanted it, but like yeah, I mean it's like a fast physical
it's
attack.
Fine. Yeah, just boost.
Yeah, I mean like, it's not
energy
like don't get me
with
wrong. It's like it's not bad here.
Dragon
but,
Dance
like, you know,
stuff. I don't know. Gives him a
And
dragon.
And did it always have knockoff?
what do you mean you need a dragon? You have walking wake.
No, I'm saying it gives him a dragon. I'm saying it gives this team a dragon. No, yeah, it just got knockoff, but yo, the real reason he got it is for jaw lock. He wants to shadow tag, he wants to arena trap, he wants to jaw lock. He don't want you switching.
Fair.
That's all it is. So, yeah, where would you put him, Alex?
Wow, B tier is getting kind of crowded.
Yeah, it's getting heavy. We're gonna have to split this up at the end, but we're gonna have to make some choices.
I would also think that like that's like a B tier team too. You know, like that's like not bad. Like definitely better than some of them in there.
I think it's somewhere like here.
Yeah,
I
I
would
don't
say,
like it
like,
as much as the Yankees, but like probably better than Chicago's.
What were you gonna say, Kevin?
I don't know if I like it better than Chicago's, but I mean, I can go either way, either between Chicago.
I think
and
Chicago and
Montreal
New York are pretty similar to each other. I just like New York because they have more recovery,
Yeah, that's fair.
like instant recovery. We can go like there. All right, Seattle Shiny Sylveons, Landorus, Therian, Volcanion, Haxorus, Ogerpon, Cornerstone, Galarian Moltres, Sylveon, Oricorio, Pom-Pom, Shiftry, Berserker, and Crocodile. Kevin, what were your thoughts on Seattle's team?
RN Jesus smiled on her on draft night, because what am I even looking at here? We got Landorus T, we got Volcanion. I'm failing to see a single Pokemon here I don't like, considering that this was like mostly randomly generated. Like I picked the last 3 for her, but that's basically it.
Yeah. Has a couple defoggers.
Has a couple of defoggers. We got stealth. We got stealth rocks. We got spikes. We got defog. We got a couple of really decent Terra options in Berserker and Crocodile. I just think that potentially a choice band, Steely Spirit, Terra Steel, Bullet Punch is gonna, punch some holes in some team. All the pun intended. But
Berserker doesn't get Bullet Punch though.
It does it not? I thought it did.
No.
Why did I think it got Bullet Punch? Hang on.
Scizor, Lucario, Hariyama, Medicham, Toxicroak. Those are the only Pokemon with Bullet Punch.
Oh, well, that kills it for me a little bit. I thought I got Bullet Punch. But still, I mean, I think if you're tearing the Berserker, you're still doing Terra Steel, though, just to add to the... yeah, so... But there's just no priority there, which makes me a little sad, but Crocodile's also a decent Terra option as well. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of picked Shiftry because I was like, oh, she doesn't have any grass types, but I saw it way too late that she already had Ogerpon, so... But Wind Rider
is good, though, the new Wind Rider.
That's what I was gonna... Yeah, I was gonna bring up the Wind Rider, and while granted Heat Wave isn't all that popular, or Tailwind for that matter, in singles, I still think that it could come in clutch in a couple of...
And you're immune to Air/Hurricane.
Blizzard, all that.
Yeah, that's all good. And you get an attack buff.
And you get an attack buff. Now that I'm looking at it, the Volcanion Landorus kind of has a decent defensive synergy. Landorus being immune to the ground weakness that Volcanion has.
And electric.
While Volcanion quad resists ice for the Landorus.
Yeah. And water absorbs the water attacks.
Yep, that too. So that's a decent defensive core right there. I don't know, for a
team is slow though. I mean, Ogerpon's base 110. That's the fastest.
Yeah, I mean that's like the one problem I have with the team is
it's the only Pokemon that breaks 100.
And there's like no, like, at least as far as I can tell, there's like no real way to like change that. Like there's no.
Yeah, you gotta either like Dragon Dance with Haxorus or Quiver Dance or Choreo to get boost. I mean, Agility Moltres is a set.
That's true, but without Dynamax, Galarian Moltres isn't as scary.
Yeah, but you can run some Bulkin in, then you get your Berserk and your +2 speed,
true,
+1 special attack, and...
Yeah. Yeah, you can also throw a weakness policy on there too and get that as well, I guess.
I will say that the random generator fucked me out of so many of the picks that I wanted, like, and gave them to her because I was looking at Landorus T and that specific Ogerpon and Sylveon, and she got all of them.
Crimea River.
But yeah, considering
that's what I'm doing.
Considering that, 60 or 70% of her team was picked by a random number generator, it's a pretty solid team. Like, go RN Jesus, all hail.
Yeah. Where would you put the team, Alex?
Honestly, I know it was like random generated, but like I feel like it covers its weaknesses like decently well. I mean, like I feel like that's like an A tier team. Like picked by.
No, you're not putting this in A.
Don't make me fucking say B, okay? Like, look at how many fucking people.
No, you're not saying B, are you?
Do you think this is a C tier team?
I think top is C.
Or an S tier team?
I think top is C.
You think top is C for that? I mean, like, it's got Landorus T. I mean, like, there's not like a lot of physical balls.
Do we really like this team less than like Paris's team?
Maybe it's above Paris.
We can put Paris
it's somewhere in this Montreal-Paris mess. It's somewhere around here.
I like it more
because
than Paris's team.
It doesn't have like any long-term bulk. Like there's no recovery. I said the speed stat is pretty bad. Like. What were you saying, Alex? I missed that.
I mean, I don't know. I like it more than I like Paris's team. But, like, maybe they're both, like, C-tier teams.
Yeah, I think, we're going to have to, like, move some stuff down and around. But I think it's in this mess somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, next we got the Semi-Winnie Sears. He sent me a grocery list, and I picked stuff for him. So, this was the team I was talking that, like, if you can get neutralizing gas on the right turns, it might screw him up a little bit. because of all the regenerators. But he's got Annihilate, Amoonguss, Tornadus Tyrion, Azelf, Kilowattrel, Galarian Slowbro, Basculegion Female, Indeedee Male, Houndoom, and Sudowoodo. Had to give him a stick at the end. What were your thoughts on this team, Alex?
I mean, like, he is my first opponent for this draft, and I like feel like he's had Amoonguss like in every season he's played so far, or in a lot of them, or maybe.
Nah, he had Brute Bonnet one time.
Oh, okay, like
the past Amoonguss.
So you just confirmed he is addicted to shrooms. That's what you just confirmed for us.
I mean, I do like his team. He's got like that Tornadus has Prankster, yeah.
No, it's Regenerator.
No, that's the one Regenerator. Like triple Regenerator in core is like scary, and then he's got like a fast Volt Switcher with Kilowattrel. Like that's pretty good. I mean, but he doesn't have any hazard removal, which is kind of not great. I personally love Houndoom because it helped me win last season, but like, you know, like between that and like it's that and Azelf for special attacks. I mean, like, oh no, I'm sorry, you got Galarian Slowbro. What the hell am I saying? Like,
isn't Basculin Female also a special attacker?
Yeah, it's a special.
Well, I thought that was physical. I don't know what the
physical.
Heat Queen Form Pokemon do outside of Goodra, I'll be honest. Like, and like Samurai.
He's got Kilowattrel, Azelf, Basculegion, Indeedee Male in the psychic terrain.
Not a lot of physical attack then at all.
If anything, he doesn't have like physical attackers. He only has Annihilate. I mean, Azelf can run physical. You can just run like Suicide Lead.
Yeah, but like, you know, he's got 3 regenerators and no way to remove hazards. I feel like that's like a hindrance for him, and like, you know, because he's got like 2 of them are flying. Like, I mean, one of them is a flying type regenerator, so like it just doesn't want to see rocks at all.
Yeah, I mean, you just run Boots on that one.
Yeah, no, you can put Boots on one of 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't dislike the team though. I think it's like it's very.
It's gonna be annoying.
Like, this team is really annoying for sure because like you can't Toxicate with the Amoonguss there, like,
or the Slowbro
and Galarian Slowbro. Like, it's it like fights ways that like some teams would like break stall, and then like it's hard to Oko and Amoonguss. So good luck.
Yeah. What did anything you wanted to add to that, Kevin? And where would you put it?
Ugh. I'm not gonna lie. Because of the things that we just said, as much as I hate to say it, because Annihilate's my boy, I don't like it more than a lot of the other teams we've seen, to be honest. I mean, yeah, the Regenerator core is great, but with no way to remove rocks, that's kind of like a null point. Because you're taking a minimum of 12% on each switch-in, so all your Regenerators are starting off at a maximum of 88% of their health. So, unless you're talking about Tornadus and Heavy Duty Boots, but that's just one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that for a minute.
No, well, we don't have a minute. We're going almost 2 hours here. Where would you put it, Alex?
I mean, like, the lack of like hazard removal is like a really big thing for me. Like, I would put this in C. Honestly, like, it's got like a lot of bulk, but like outside of the Annihilate and the Azelf, there's like not a lot of power there, and then like there's a huge lack of.
And the Annihilate needs to get set up or be coming in and out to get that power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Next, we got the Sin City Squirtles, who got another first number 1 pick. They go with Dragapult, which was our number 1 overall pick, Ursaluna Blood Moon, Galarian Zapdos, Milotic, Iron Thorn, Shaman, Delphox, Tinkaton, Skuntank, and Zangoose. What were your thoughts on this team, Kevin?
I actually like it.
Yeah, pretty solid.
At first glance, yeah, like Ursaluna Blood Moon is just wreaking havoc.
Can't remove hazards.
does Skuntank not get defog anymore?
That's a good question. Nope.
Because I thought it
Nope.
doesn't. Oh, okay. Alright, so that's something to note. Can't remove hazards. Does Iron? I'm assuming Iron Thors gets Stealth Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tinkaton gets Stealth Rock too.
Yeah.
I mean, some real good threats like Dragapult. You can run physical or special. Ursaluna Blood Moon is just gonna destroy switch-ins. Galarian Zapdos, you know, Scarf or Choice Band can both do really good things. Milotic can be annoying against like physical Pokemon. Iron Thorns or Delphox are two solid Terra options.
I was gonna say like Iron Thorns with like Terra Bug loaded dice and just all the multi-strike moves seems pretty solid.
I don't really care for Shaman.
I don't even know what that
annoying.
does.
Doesn't it get like natural cure? Isn't that basically it?
Yeah, that's his ability, Natural Cure. The base 100 just isn't anything. Like, you're all base 100s, and you know, like, what are you doing? You don't have like any utility. You get Leech Seed, so I guess you could do like a bulky Leech Seed sort of set.
Yeah. Yeah, the Skuntank not getting defog revelation kind of just killed a lot of this for me. But I mean, yeah, Ursaluna Blood Moon is like almost impossible to switch into safely. So like, and it's unbelievably bulky, and then once it gets a couple of Calm Minds up and starts going like Moonlight shenanigans, it's gonna be really hard to kill. But I think this is another one of those, like, I don't know, low B teams for me.
Yeah, anything you want to add, Alex? And do you agree, like, low B? Like, I think there's some good stuff here. I think it's got to be, like, probably in this mess somewhere of the New York Slow Kings, I'd say. Like, I like its offensive threats.
Yeah.
It's lacking, like it has Milotic as, like, its bulkier wall. And Shaman, I guess you could also be bulky, but Pure Grass isn't a good defensive typing. So maybe it's, like, right below that, somewhere around Scotland.
Yeah. Yeah, I could, yeah.
Alright, next we got Tokyo Togekiss, Mimikyu, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Rotom-Mow, Grimmsnarl, Toxapex, Bronzong, Dreadnought, Empoleon, Articuno, and Pyroar. What are your thoughts on this team, Alex?
I mean, I like Urshifu here, and like Grimmsnarl's real good. I was like looking to take it at one point, but she snagged it. I like Toxapex a lot in singles. Bronzong's good because she can Terra that, but like, I don't really know what the Empoleon's doing here. Like, you already have Urshifu Rapid Strike and
Well,
Toxapex.
Empoleon's a good defensive, but why do we have 4 water types?
Yeah, and Dreadnought. Like, I don't know why we have that much water here. I mean, like, Rotom-Mow is, like, good, you know, because she's got a lot of water types. Like, Mimikyu, I feel like Mimikyu's, like, kind of underwhelming, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's, like, yeah, it's Prankster, but, like, it's not, like, a,
No, it's Disguise.
Oh, it's Disguise?
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I meant. Like,
you can't Oko it. It only takes, like, 12% or whatever.
Yeah, it takes like a little bit of damage, but you know, like she doesn't really have like a lot to set Trick Room into, if that's what she wants to do. Like, I mean, Bronzong and Toxapex, but Toxapex isn't an attacker, and like Articuno is.
Overall, though, this team is really slow. Nothing breaks 100.
No, like, and like the Rotom-O is kind of like locked into a choice scarf position in my mind. So like with that in mind, like I don't know what the rest of the team like really wants to do. Like this team is like okay, but it's like it's not like very strong. I don't think it's got like bulk, but like it doesn't really have like a lot of like power behind it at all.
Yeah.
It's also not super diverse either, and Pyroar is the fastest thing you've got on your team, so.
Yeah, I feel like this team like wants to be like a stally, like bulky team, but like it just doesn't have any enough power behind it at all. Like once you take out the Urshifu, like it's like no offensive pressure whatsoever. I would put this in C.
Yeah, I concur.
I think it's like down here.
Yeah.
All right, couple more. We got the Vero Beach Volcarona. They went crazy with their points here. Manaphy, Jirachi, Enamorous Incarnate, Chien-Pao, Screamtail, Dusclops, Zoroark, Hisui, Morgrem, Doxbun, and Glalie. What do you think about this team, Alex?
This is definitely a Vero Beach team. Vero Beach, like normally I see him just like picking like a bunch of offensive threats and then like a couple of like random out of pocket things. But I don't really. I hate that the bulkiest thing on here is like he's got Dusclops and Screamtail.
Screamtail bulky.
And yeah, Screamtail's like super bulky. I'm like a little bit upset that like he took Dusclops for me at one point, but like I'm getting over it. But like, you know, outside of those two Pokemon that I genuinely like, and I obviously like Chien-Pao because it's Chien-Pao. I don't really know what like the Manaphy and the Jirachi are gonna do for him. I like Enamorous as a special attacker for him. Like I was going to pick it that round, but like.
Wow, Alex, what Pokemon weren't you gonna pick? Everyone.
I had
picked
several
everything.
ideas. Okay, like I don't know if you've noticed, we're a little scattered.
I was gonna pick all 10 of these, but he took them all. That's every fucking team review that Alex does. I was really gonna pick all these Pokemon.
By the Slowkings and once by Tokyo with you know Grimmsnarl. But to be fair, like I noticed it like 5 turns earlier, and I'm an idiot. So like I don't blame her on that one, but I blame everybody else. I don't like this team though. I don't really like. Where's the like? Am I missing the hazard removal? Is it here? Does Glalie get Rapid Spin?
No, there is none.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I mean, I like the Prankster Morgrem. I don't really know what Hisui and Zoroark's doing on here. Like, he already has like good leads with like Jirachi or like Chien-Pao or something like that. Like, I also don't really like know what the Manaphy's doing because it's got a set up and like Screamtail's had screens, right?
Yes, Screamtail can do screens. It gets Wish.
It also gets taunted. I mean, like there are like obvious answers to like a bunch of like things that the team wants to do, but like overall,
fast.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
I know it's got like thick defenses. I don't remember what it does.
111.
Oh shit. I don't know. I mean, like I don't really think there's a lot of synergy in the team, but like maybe I'm missing something. It's like a low B team.
No, the best synergy I see is like you get Morgrem or Screamtail, set up screens, and then get like Manaphy in maybe and start take Harding to like basically calm mind up and not be statused. But anything you want to add, Kevin?
Wait, did we ban Tailglow in this?
No, but I'm just more people are playing Take Heart now.
Oh, okay.
Because it's Calm Mind that removes your statuses. Listen, Power Creep's a bitch. Base 100, you get killed now. By a lot of things.
You're not wrong.
Manaphy's bulk isn't what it used to be.
Like, I feel like the biggest, like, threat, like, right off the bat is just that Chien-Pao, like, that's, like, Manaphy can get scary, but, I mean, it's it's got a setup where it's Chiampao. It's
Yeah.
like the only.
But just
like,
make sure you have your like Vacuum Wave got put on like 100 Pokemon with this DLC. Like you have Vacuum Wave, you have Mach Punch, you have Bullet Punch. You know, like you have your super effective priority and Chiampao can't deal.
But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this team. Like, it's got something going.
It's worse than Black Cities.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think it's like Black City, but just worse. Unless that Screamtail does a lot of work with wish passing stuff around and all that.
Like, they did give Pain Split back to Dusclops, so
Yeah,
at
but
least it
then
has some recovery.
Dusclops ain't doing nothing. Everything got knockoff too, so it's like Eviolite isn't like what it used to be. Now they gave knockoff to everyone. Waco, okay, last team. We got a rain team here. You know, surprising, not really a lot of weather teams. Usually we see like every weather Pokemon being picked, but we only have like 3 quote-unquote weather teams. I don't even know if I would consider Hail like a weather team. It's just Alolan Ninetales and Bundle. But anyway, so Pelipper, Palafin, who was our boss monster, 22 points. Zapdos, Floatzel, which I already told him I didn't like the Floatzel. It feels like redundant to Palafin. Overquill is a good Terra user. Same thing with Lucario. Politoed, again, kind of redundant to Pelipper. Drifblim with gets the Defog. Vikavolt and Beartic just as another Swift Swimmer. What are your thoughts on this one, Kevin?
I'm actually calculating something real quick. Start with Alex. Come back to me.
Oh yeah, Alex, what's up?
I mean, I like Zapdos on the Rain team a lot. Like, the first 3 Pokemon are, like, excellent to me on the Rain Core. And I love Drifblim. I think that thing is great. But like you said, there's a lot of redundancy here. I also don't really like Floatzel at all. I feel like you could have taken something way better there.
Yeah, and there's like,
I like the
only
like
special attacker really is that Zapdos, like that you're gonna actually want to attack with.
Yeah, I mean, like, he could do something with the Drifblim too. Like, the Drifblim like special attack isn't like terrible, but like it's not an attacker. You know,
yeah,
like,
but if you're using it as your defogger, although
yeah,
Pelipper
that's what I
gets
mean.
Defogged still, right? But
nope, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That's why we put Cole in like the bottom of C tier because his whole flying team doesn't have defog.
Yeah.
I also don't really like the Politoed either, to be honest. Like, it's bulky, and like he like probably picked it for like a defensive option, and I get that it serves that role, but like I feel like he could have gotten something a little bit better. I don't know what's available, to be honest, but like,
what Pokemon? Sorry,
like Politoed.
Oh, Politoed. Yeah, no, I don't know why. Like, you got Pelipper, you don't need Politoed.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like I would have liked to have seen like where's Barrascuda?
It was 12 points, I think.
Oh. I mean, like, he could probably trade something back and get it, you know, but, like, I feel like, you know, he probably wants Barrascuda.
If he had gotten, like, Ludicolo, but someone else picked that up, if he had gotten that, Golduck is only 1 point, and Golduck's, like, not awful for a Swift Swimmer. It gets Nasty Paw, it gets, you know, your water, ice, grass coverage, it gets Grass Knot, so... Like, Golduck's a 1-pointer.
I feel like there's just like other things you can put in the Rain Core that are just like fine because like they're fine in anything. So like he can just be like Rain
also,
and then like
this team has no electric immunity.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, Phoenix had Gastro, which is like, you know, something you really want. I mean, like, he could take Clodsire, like he could pitch back that Politoed and Floatzel, and then get like Clodsire.
Clodsire
and then,
would be some
else.
good bulk, set up rocks. He doesn't have any rock setter. Overquill, I believe, gets spikes.
Should also get toxic spikes too.
Spikes, yeah. I guess toxic spikes.
I feel like with changes, this team could be like a lot better than it is. Like as it is right now, it's like okay, you know. Like, but like if he makes like those 2 trades, like picks up Clodsire and like something else, you know, like he'd probably be like off for the races with like a pretty decent Rain Core. So like this is like a genuinely like a low B team for me.
The only thing I was gonna add is that I don't think Floatzel is redundant because if you account, oh wait, Floatzel can't Terra. I thought it was 9. Never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say if it could Terra, then Terra Water Floatzel actually hits harder with Wave Crash than Palafin, but it can't Terra, so that's irrelevant. So yeah, you're right. It's kind of redundant. That 1 point made all the difference. Yeah, I would argue, yeah, it's about a B team for me.
I think it has a lot of like potential though.
Yeah, no, it has a lot of like growth potential. So like that's why like when we start moving teams, like I would keep that in B tier still.
I'm just trying to think like it cooks this team, right? Like freaking Palafin just cooks this team. Like what's Palafin gonna do? Like it just jet punches everything.
Well, I mean, it's got Slowbro.
Slowbro kind of walls it, but that's basically.
I mean, I don't know about walls it. Like if Slowbro comes in, I'm bulking up Drain Punching when it switches out after it does Future Sight or whatever. Like.
Yeah, but like he also has Serena, and that if that thing is scarfed, it's gonna hit you. Like.
And if it's got Queenly Majesty, it'll be immune to Jet Punch too.
Exactly.
Well, I wouldn't Jet Punch that. I would Ice Punch or Ice Spinner.
You still get outsped with a Choice Scarf, no? Like.
You gotta hit that whip though. You gonna take that chance when I swap in my Zapdos and then you get staticked? What you gonna do?
I mean, I don't know. You're the one who put him in S tier in your like mock rating, and like you want to put him in C tier now? Is that it? Like,
hey, you guys decide where they go. I don't say I don't say nothing. Where do you want him? Where do you want him, Alex? Where do you want him?
I mean, I would put Waco like closer to the bottom of B, but like honestly, like I would take probably like. Definitely like Paris and like I feel like maybe the Milotics have to move to C tier. Like the Milotics because they have no bulk, and Paris because like the majority of his slate is like just fucking weak to Earthquake.
What?
Just like whip them all into D tier. Like,
yeah. I don't know.
I think Denver and I are S tier teams. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, I'm double checking. Yeah,
I didn't know that Galarian Slowking also got chilly reception. That's fucking crazy.
Man, a lot of B teams.
Do we want to move Pittsburgh up?
Yeah.
I would put Pittsburgh in A.
Yeah, maybe low A. That's fine. All right, you happy?
Yeah, that looks good to me.
I'm content.
I think Waco though, like you said, is gonna like boop! Like it's got like 20 free points it basically didn't use. And
Yeah, I think Waco will
just
make changes and be like a better team overall, but like where it's currently at, I like it there.
Yeah. All right. Any last words for the people?
2 S tier lists in a row. Heyo.
Hey, 2 B tier rankings in a row for Bad Bitch.
If I didn't lose my internet in yours, I would have put you in A tier at the end for the record, but it's fine.
All right. Let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of the rankings. What are your thoughts on some of the teams? Definitely going to be an awesome season. I'm really excited for it. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you guys, what were your thoughts on like doing the point values versus like the tiers? Did you like it more, less, indifferent?
I loved this draft so much more than the tiers, to be honest, because like it gave me like a lot more like wiggle room to see, because like I wasn't locked into like one S tier, one A tier, and then fighting everybody for like decent Pokemon in B tier, and then ending up with like 3 usable dudes and 5 terrible Pokemon. So I like this. It also felt faster, I won't lie. Even though some people took like their sweet time answering.
Yeah.
I was kind of indifferent to it, but I mean, it was cool. Being able to have multiple, like, really strong options at my disposal, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the teams that like front-loaded their points end up doing in the long run versus like some of the teams like Lavender Town in Oklahoma, who more like evenly spread out their points. See what if the sheer power, because those teams that front-load, we put them down pretty low, but who knows? Maybe just that sheer power gets them a bunch of wins or whatever. Alrighty, well, thanks everyone for watching. It's a long one. Hope you enjoy the upcoming Draft League season. Also, check out on my channel as well as Sin Dragonlord for the Monotype tournament that Kevin's putting on. And as always, stay classy, Society.